Hey, good morning. Brian Armstrong TV. Um, Today, all I want to talk about is fashion and our lack of self-esteem. You know, name brands and how and our lack of self-esteem. All right, I just looked up like two companies. I really didn't want to. I didn't. I could have went into a whole bunch, but to me, it don't take that many examples to make the point I'm trying to make. Um, how much money do we spend on clothes a year, just as black folks? How much money do we spend on Nikes and Gucci and Jordans and all this shit that we act like we need to be to feel, to be able to walk down the street or to go in public? You feel like you gotta wear this stuff that this just something that got this name on it. It's a shirt just like any other shirt you put on. It's a pair of pants. It ain't no pants with a TV in it or nothing like that. It's just a pair of pants, just like a pair of Wranglers or a pair of Pacos or whatever. Whatever unpopular brand you could think of. It's the same thing. A pair of pants, a shirt, a jacket. It just say this name on it. And how much money do we spend on the same pair of shoes? But how much money do we spend because of a name? Now, but why do we spend money on the name? Because we because because we don't feel I think it's because we don't feel like I'm enough by myself. I'm not enough just wearing some Levi's and a t-shirt. I gotta have this on for people to accept me. Now we can get to this like and also racism plays into that. We love to say racism, whatever, okay. Do another race of people make you do that? Do another race of people make you feel like you gotta wear a certain name brand of clothing to to feel confident in yourself? Look at the way everybody dressing. Look at the way dudes is dressing. Dudes is out here with skinny pants on, can barely walk. Now, look, people dress crazy in the 70s, bell bottoms, and the 80s, especially musicians, niggas was dressing real wild in certain way. I ain't gonna lie. Well, really, it was more so the musicians than the regular people. But I'm sure it was some crazy. If the musician was dressing that way, I know it was some regular people dressing wild then too. So we always had people dressing wild. But man, these boys can barely even walk in these pants, man. And it ain't even about the pants because people wear what they want to wear. I done got to the point where it was like, man, it's crazy, but and it's really up to the women because if these dudes can get no draws based off the way they were dressing, that would change immediately. So, but money, I mean, the clothes, man, it's connected to how a person feel. See, I don't understand it because my mama couldn't afford that kind of stuff, like the super name brand stuff like that. Now, I had a pair of pants on, some shoes, but nigga, I done wore a pair of Sega shoes before. You know what I'm saying? So, I done wore Volts, if anybody know what those are. But it forced me to develop something about myself because I couldn't be defined by how I dress because I couldn't get none of that stuff. So it couldn't define me. I had to find something about me on the inside to be able to deal with people or to carry myself in public with some type of self-respect. I had to find it in myself because I couldn't find it in no clothes. I couldn't find it in there because I could never afford none of that stuff. I could never have none of that. So it didn't never mean nothing to me. Now I wanted it. I remember I used to cry to my mom all the time when I was little. Ah, mama, I want some Nikes. I want, why I can't afford that. And she always would say, boy, somebody that wish they had what you have. As much as you think you might be missing, it's somebody that will kill to have what you have. When I'm a grown man now, I know exactly what she meant. It is somebody that would have killed to have what I had. Because it's somebody that would kill to have what I have now. I know it for sure now because I see it in the world when I'm out in the world. The suffering, people going through. Um, man, but I think that's a part of what's wrong with these. I mean, but going back to the way people dressing, they don't have black folks doing this, or people doing this, but especially black folks, for as long as I've been alive. My point of mentioning the skinny jeans is cats is out here dressing, even though it look crazy, as long as it's accepted by a group of popular people, then niggas will dress any kind of way. Just because, well, this person is doing it. So I can do it. Even though, now come on, I'm asking people, if you ever seen a woman squeeze into some pants and shift and shake and do all that to get into some pants? As a dude, have we gotten comfortable with doing that to get dressed? I mean, if we have, then we in trouble, bro. Like we really are. If we done got used to squeezing into our pants and slithering and sliding into our pants, we don't turn into some real women at this point. But listen, man, and I ain't talking from inexperience. My old lady bought me a pair of them pants one time, and I put them on. I say, man, that's what I'm saying. Like, how y'all get used to that? How y'all get used to walking like that? Like, but my point of saying that is it shows you the power of not being confident in yourself. Cause niggas are dressed. Now I ain't blaming the young niggas, because the young niggas ain't lived long enough to, and ain't nobody teaching these young niggas nothing. So I can't really blame them. But the older cats, niggas 37, older, 35, 34, 33, 32 out here dressing like these young niggas. What's wrong with y'all niggas? Like, it let you know the self-confidence is connected to the clothing. It's not inside. It's not the person. It's not who I am as a person. Motherfucker, we don't believe in ourselves. Cause you can't tell me, nigga, listen, I feel like a damn fool outside with some skinny ass pants on and a belt on sagging with my drawers hanging out, looking crazy, nigga, with some big ass shoes on, nigga. I would feel crazy. I would just feel wrong. I would just feel wrong. And I would. But I don't know. I don't know. So, but the point of that is that lets you know how strong it is. How strong that power is of I need to feel like I can be accepted in this way. To the point where I'll look crazy as hell. But it's acceptable to everybody, so I'm rolling with it. Okay, Gucci, 9.73 billion euros. You do your translation into US dollars for yourself. In 2021, that's the revenue that I was able to Google. FUBU, but we sometimes call or sometimes referred to as a failed company, made $6 billion in global sales. FUBU, for us by us. If any y'all young cats probably don't even remember that. That's a company that didn't even mention no more. They made $6 billion off our self-esteem problems, off our self-esteem, off our self-esteem problems, because that's all it is, man. 6 billion. Now that was a company that was a black company that black folks supported. 6 billion. Now let's try to put this in context, or make it, make a little more, just to really think about what that means. Black folks spent six. We gonna say black folks because we gonna say we supported this company. Okay, I ain't gonna act like white folks didn't buy FUBU. So if anybody see this video and act like I'm saying didn't nobody buy FUBU with black people, I ain't saying that because I know that ain't true. But let's just say we did. Let's just say let's say we did half of that. That's 3 billion. So 3 billion. 3 billion in sales off of, we spent $3 billion on a name, and we talking about the hood. We talking about we still got hoods. I don't even want to talk about how much money we done spent on Nikes, and Dr. Umar be talking about that type of shit. And whether you agree with him or believe what he doing or whatever, what he be saying about that shit is real. If you really look at it and think about it, what we spend our money on. But then we talking about we struggling. 9.73 billion euros. Whatever that translates to, we probably bought, let's say, a quarter of that, maybe even more. You know what I'm saying? That maybe more. Who knows? The only person gonna know is gonna take the time to look it up, which I didn't do. The breakdown of the races that bought, that they sold to or whatever. I'm sure somebody got a breakdown of it, but think about that, man. That's a lot of motherfucking money. So why are we struggling? Because we obviously got 6 billion. We obviously had 6 billion, or at least 3 billion, or at least 2 billion, or 1 billion that we was able to spend on FUBU in the 90s. Now you go through all the dang companies that we done supported and bought clothing from, all the stuff that was popular, and tell me why we still talking about we got hoods in America. And why niggas still, we talking about we getting it out the mud and we got that kind of bread to spend on clothes. I'm talking about as a collective. I ain't talking about the individual nigga, because the individual nigga out here broke as a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I am. Shit, I know I ain't got no goddamn money. But if we thought as a collective whole, even if we weren't just thinking as that, if we were just thinking as just in families, or community, or county, however you want to break it down, what we could do is, if we thought that way and really looked at what we were doing with our money and changed it. That's the whole point of this. Stop buying all this crazy stuff to make you feel like you somebody. Because all you doing is getting robbed. We got robbed in the 80s, 90s, 2000s. We're going to keep getting robbed as long as we don't think nothing of ourselves. As long as we feel like what make me acceptable to go out in public is if I'm wearing this, or if I got this on, won't nobody accept me unless how I wear what I'm wearing. Man, and by the time we realize, and that's the game too. By the time you start thinking this way, most niggas be so broke down in the mind and broke down in the spirit, they ain't even gonna kick the game to nobody. See, the point of me just recording this is just to put the game out there. Now I ain't got that problem because Nigga, I'm Walmart all day, or the thrift shop or the, whoever. Because I ain't never had that shit, so it don't appeal to me like that. It don't. Now, now I might buy a pair of decent shoes, but to me, a decent pair of shoes, as far as tennis shoes go, nigga, I wear some Reebok classics, nigga, some clean white Reebok classics, some clean black Reebok classics. I'm straight as far as the shoes. I don't, you know what I mean? Like shit, nigga, I'm working anyway, nigga. Like a nigga my age shouldn't be looking at my shoes, but niggas do. Sadly enough, niggas do. But I don't give a fuck what kind of shoe you wearing, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't give a fuck, nigga. Why should I? But that's a whole nother video right there. Yeah. Look at the money we spend on this shit, man. And we be talking about, nigga, look over the years of how much stuff we done bought clothing wise, nigga. Whether you a man, woman, if you 30 years old, if you 25, 29, man, go from whenever you first start buying clothes and just try to start to calculate, man, how much money have I spent over the years on fashion? On fashion. Because all that is just what some company is telling me is the best. That's really it. Because what make it the best? Because some motherfucker said it is. That's really it. We say Nike is the best, Jordans are the best shoes and all that shit or whatever. Why? Because somebody told us it was. If I heard every day that Vans was the best shoe, I would wear Vans. You niggas, everybody be running around the motherfucker wearing Vans. Or just some goddamn boot that or whatever, whatever shoe shit. Just plain shoes with no goddamn name. The shit just say shoe on the goddamn box. It could be that. So it's just when you just think about that. Anybody watch this video, man, go back. If you a person, even if you're not a person that bought for a name brand, think about if you a nigga like me. Think about how much money you spent. That if you just buy Levi's or Dickies or some Wrangler jeans, nigga, because I done wore Wranglers, nigga. I done wore some Pacos, which is why I said that in the beginning of the video. I think that was like, I don't know who the hell shit that was, but I got them out of a thrift shop. Some shit called Paco. I was wearing the hell out them business. So whatever you bought, do the money and do the math on that shit, and man, nigga, you probably mad at yourself, especially you niggas that was out here buying, every time the Jordans come out there, and you niggas are still, buying shoes like that. Niggas my age still buying LeBrons and Jordans and shit like that. Nigga, how much money have you spent on that shit, bro? Over the years, nigga, if you do the math on that shit, nigga, you'll be mad. But you know why we don't think like that? Because we don't let this rap shit make us say, oh yeah, it's cool to blow my money. That's a sign that I got money, that I'm blowing it on dumb shit. So a nigga probably don't even think about it like that because the culture we've been given in society, like I said, niggas that got the family identity probably don't think that way. If your identity is really your family and your grandmother taught you some real shit and your mama taught you some real shit and your pops or your step pops or your uncle or your cousin or whoever taught you some real shit about life, then it might not be connected to that. It could be connected to just that. And I know there's people like that out there in the world. So, but for the youngsters is really what I'm talking about. But once again, don't underestimate how hypnotized some of these older cats is, man, because a lot of these dudes is hypnotized like a motherfucker still, and still trying to keep up with this shit. Like, nigga, I couldn't tell you the next shoe to come out. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you, nigga. Not at all. But Um, yeah, you be mad, nigga. You be mad if you really come up with a figure. You probably like, damn. I'm sure most of us, a lot of us, probably, if you add all the shit up over the years, especially women, dresses and shoes and makeup and all that shit that we buying and wigs, nigga, most of these women probably done bought a house. If they do, if a woman that, let's say a woman is 45, if she added up all the money she spent on wigs and dresses and shoes and drinks at the club and makeup and going, just different shit to make herself feel good, she probably done bought at least one house. Now, not to say it's gonna be the most luxurious house of all time, or nothing like that. Um, but it could be probably a purchase a 2 bedroom house, 3 bedroom house somewhere in America. If you add all that up, it's our self esteem, man. How much money do hey you tell a female about their wigs and shit, and they'll say, "Why a nigga care about that?" Because it's your self esteem. It's your self esteem. Shit, nigga, comb your hair. You done bought you probably, if you add up the money you spent on wigs and weave and shit in a year, you probably spent at least, the average black woman probably spent at least $1,000, maybe more than that. I'm probably downplaying the fuck out of that shit. As far as I'm probably downplaying the fuck out of it because I'm just going off my head with it. I'm not really. I haven't calculated that, so that's just a guess off my head. It's probably way higher than that, but we gonna say $1,000. Let's say 1,500 a year. That's probably way low. Some nigga gonna see this and be like, nigga, you crazy. Nigga, it's way higher than that. I'm sure it is, but I'm just giving the benefit of the doubt and say $1,000. Shit, that's $1,000 worth of groceries in your house versus you combing your motherfucking hair or straightening your hair with the little hot shit in the morning or just getting up 30 minutes early and doing your own hair. You probably save $1,000. Probably more than, like I said, somebody gonna hear that and say, nigga, why do you keep saying $1,000? I'm just saying. I'm sure it's more. But yeah, just look at that. But it's all self-esteem. It's all self-esteem. Because you don't feel comfortable enough with your shit to where you can walk out the door and feel like you'll get the looks or the attention or the acceptance that you would get if you just wore your own shit. Hell, you probably would push away a lot of bullshit that you could keep out of your life. You know what I'm saying? Because nigga might not feel right talking to you because you wearing your own motherfucking hair. That might scare some of the bullshit away. Maybe. It couldn't hurt. Because it couldn't hurt. It couldn't hurt. But yeah, man. So just think about it, man. The fashion, the self-esteem, you know, the just the different things we spend money on because we don't feel good ourselves in our own skin. We ain't comfortable in our own skin. That's all it should be. That's all that should be. We ain't comfortable in our own motherfucking skin, and motherfucking making a killing out that shit. Especially our females though with the hair and all that. Man, listen. Better quit letting these folks rob you. Letting these folks rob you. I'm tell you like this. If I smash you with a wig on, I'll definitely smash you with your hair. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Think about it like that. I I if I know I can pull your hair off and throw it over across the room and I still I'm still messing with you, then I mess with you if you had these in your head. Cause I can't pull this shit out your head and throw it over there and throw it or kick it or nothing like that or nothing. I see so many videos of women getting embarrassed because somebody pulled the wig off of them or whatever. Why you so damn? And they say, "Oh, we ain't got no self confidence problem. Yeah, self esteem. Yes, you do. It's obvious because soon as that wig come off, you running, you hiding, you ducking. That's your self esteem. That goddamn wig. And they get mad when you talk about that shit, but it's true. And I'm talking about this shit because I got a daughter now. I don't want her to feel like that. I don't want her to feel. Well, I got two daughters, but I got one that I can kind of have. You know, my youngest I can have more of an influence on, and and as far as that go, the older one kind of it's her mama. You know what I'm saying? That's her mama's baby, and you know, it's just hard to talk against certain things after a while. You know, but with mine, I can kind of my little one. I can kind of teach her that younger, like younger than I got a chance with my other baby. Um, but yeah, ducking and hiding and running and jumping around, running from the camera and swinging on niggas, getting mad, getting angry, getting violent. Cause I mean, getting violent because of because your actual hair on your head is being seen by somebody. You tell me we ain't got no self esteem problem? Yes, what we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. I had a white dude ask me. I had my fro out, and I was messing with my truck, and he came over there to give me a jump. He was like, "Yeah, man, I like the fro." He was like, "I wish more black people, would rock the fro." He said, "I got a Puerto Rican girlfriend. I be telling her that, rock the fro or whatever." And he said it was something. He said something about whitewashing. I said, "Shit, nigga, I ain't never had no white person talk about my hair. Anybody talked about my hair was black. I ain't never been shamed about my hair other by no white person. I done been shamed about my hair by a black person, by a nigga look just like me and they shamed because they got shamed and because they watched other niggas get shamed. We shamed ourselves into this shit. These white folks didn't do that. We were trying to blame everything on white folks. A lot of this shit is just our own self-esteem, man. A lot of this shit is just our own self-esteem. We got low self-esteem. And we don't want to admit that shit. We don't want to admit it. We don't want to admit it. We don't want to admit that we got low self-esteem. We don't. Well, a lot of us, you know what I'm saying, as a people, because just because you running around walking a certain way don't mean, that shit is inside. You don't got, it don't got nothing to do with the way you dressed. Nothing. I know I'm sure it's a lot of motherfuckers that had on some designer shit when they committed suicide. I'm sure it was. You know what I'm saying? So that don't mean nothing, But it's just something to think about, man. Stop stop letting that define us because it's just annual robbery. All they do is, some names stay the same as far as brands go. Some you've been getting robbed by for 20, 30, going on 40 years. But it's all robbery, nigga, because you can't make your own clothes. Because if you can make your own clothes, you probably wouldn't even, you know what I'm saying? That would be money you can keep in your pocket. you probably spend less on thread and wool or leather or whatever it is you choose to make your clothes out of. You probably come out cheaper over time. Over the long haul. Yeah, man. It ain't about that. You gotta have sex. Shit. For that matter, take. Nah, that I ain't gonna make that example. Um, yeah, if your external appearance was what gave you value, man, come on, how many beautiful women you done seen getting drugged? Beautiful women. Come on, bro. And that mean so what does that mean? Nothing. Because a woman could be beautiful in the mud, getting straight drugged by by multiple people in life. And beautiful. Her external appearance is beautiful as a motherfucker. But she ain't right inside. So she don't matter, nigga. That shit ain't nothing but a goddamn mask you put on, just like a wig that a woman put on and makeup, because she don't feel confident in who she is without it. Think about that, my people. Anybody that watched the video, man, share it. If you feel it'll affect somebody in a positive way. If you don't, then don't share it. Because that's the only reason I want it to be shared. It's just about making people think about things, if I can, because I don't look at myself as some lord of nothing or nothing like that. I'm just on here putting my thoughts out here because you never know who you can affect. Like I've said in a previous video, I've been affected by people who will never see my face and learn things and gotten ideas, inspiration, and everything. So it's just me trying to do my small part with that. And, pass the word along, man. We gotta heal. We gotta do it ourselves, man. And it gotta start through the talking to each other and reconstructing the thoughts and what we functioning off of. And that's just through talking. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just doing my small part, man. That's it. That's all. Brown Armstrong TV, y'all take it easy.